Gods and Humans by Nicu Stanciu. Read by Nicu Stanciu. 1. The God of Fire. Fire, that's what he saw. A dazzling, playful fire, bathing in orange the stony walls of a cave. A long riverbed cut gently but firmly along the chamber, channeling a luminescent stream of lava right into a mold placed below level on the lower floor. When full, the mold went up, lifted by chains, and was drowned into a nearby pool. The water gurgled suddenly like a hot spring, throwing out a hissing cloud of steam which went up, whirling like a spell. Then a chisel came out of nowhere and started biting into the mold, hammered forcefully by powerful hands. With every blow, the mold soon turned into a man's head. Finally, the bronze shone yellow like gold against the dark of the cave. Then silence. Heartbeat. Done! He heard the man's voice, and his eyes opened as though from a dream. That was weird, he thought. Dreaming of results when there's no inspiration down the pipe. Then he started stretching slowly, like a cat. After a while, he propped himself up in a sitting position and went on yawning, rubbing his eyes. The beach was empty. The sea stretched deep and wide from one end of the horizon to the other, and above it a spotless blue sky was breathing silently. He stood, spread his arms wide as if to grasp all the blue he could see, and headed towards the water. He was completely naked and started swimming. Moments later he disappeared, but not for long. Immediately he dashed out of a wave, breaking the water like a newborn baby who wants to get out into the world. As soon as he could stand, he shook his head violently, throwing away a dazzling spray of liquid beads, then plaited his hair backwards. He looked just like an ancient god. He came out of the water and started walking on the beach. Suddenly the scenery changed, and his body froze in a very artful gesture and turned very white. Now he really was a god, a true one, made of marble. From ancient times, humanity has been asking questions about its origin. A woman's voice followed in the background. And it wasn't long until they found the answer. We come from the gods. But if they exist, they must have an image, an appearance. And what better appearance would be for a god other than the image of man? The conclusion was unanimous. If we come from the gods, then we must be looking like them. So, in turn, they look like us. No one knows exactly who depicted gods as humans at first. Maybe it was the Sumerians, maybe someone else even before them. But it was the ancient Greeks who later, taking this idea from the Egyptians, made a whole new art of it, one that would reach the absolute perfection. As the woman kept talking, the film went on, and the camera moved over the body of the statue, slowly showing details. Then the image changed into one depicting the marvelous statue of a woman, also ancient, also a goddess. The human body became the ideal measure after which the ancient Greeks interpreted life, the world, the universe. The human being was the center of the universe because the human being represented the gods. Technically speaking, it was the gods who were at the center of the universe, but as humanity had very little contacts with them, all exclusively in the mysterious realm of mythology, then it was decided that we should assert ourselves as their representative on Earth. And as if this wasn't enough, most of the models used as reference for the statues were slaves. Now, isn't it ironic to use slaves as models for gods? Slaves who were no more than a piece of property? The marble god suddenly became a man again, approaching the place where he had left his clothes. A young woman from the parapet which bordered the road on the slope above the beach was photographing the surroundings. The moment she saw him, she started shooting almost continuously. Hi, would you please help me? I'm a tourist and I need a guide, she said in English. If you want sex, then I'm not interested, he replied with indifference. She went jaw dropping, her eyes popping out like donuts, while he raised the corner of his mouth in a sneer. She had no reply, only a long "ah" uttered in protest and surprise, while he got on his bike and shoveled off. He stopped in front of a terrace and went in. Hey man, it's so good to see you. A young fellow welcomed him with a happy face. Mikis, it's good to see you too, he said, joining him at the table and shaking hands with him. Beer? Interfered the waitress, smiling. Yeah, a big one. So what's going on? I haven't seen you around lately. You don't want to know. Wait a minute. Is it the princess? You're still plowing her field? She's not a princess. She's just a lady. And no, I'm not plowing her field anymore. Why? What happened? She was suffocating me, man, sucking every inch of life out of my butt. The beer came and he drank half of it in a single breath. I bet she was. But who could blame her, man? She's past 40 and you are only 32. She's profiting while she still can. With a body like yours, if I'd be a woman, I'd be humping you all day long, every single day. Oh, shut the fuck up, or I'll hump two punches in your pretty face. Whoa, chill out, man. I was only joking. Fuck off. You can do better than that. So you really dumped her? Yeah, what is so unbelievable? Well, she's filthy rich, man. I don't give a shit about her money. I'm just tired. Well, you could put a good word for me then. Now you're pooing through your mouth. You're ridiculous. All right, I'll change the subject. So, what's your latest masterpiece? Nothing. I've done nothing this month. Only hanging out with Mirella, spending her money and all. I'd give anything to be in your shoes, man. Beautiful rich women and a carefree life. You can have anything you want just with a click of your thumb. Oh, cut the crap, will ya? I'd give all this shit and more to have my inspiration back. I'm sorry, man. With that, I can't help you. I would if I could, but. Jimena, another beer, please. Right away.